Hey, what's up guys? Matt here with Fix Anything Save Money. Today we're going to be showing you how to tune up this Echo GT-225. So what we're going to be doing is the air filter, spark plug, and then the fuel line replacement on this machine. On this one in particular, it's actually not very difficult at all to do the tune-up on this, and I recommend you do this every year, 2 years, just to make sure that you extend the life of your trimmer. So we'll dive right into this video. We're going to be using one of these little tune-up carburetor kits that a company called Hypa makes. So with this kit, you get an air filter, which is already on here. I'll show you that. You get the carburetor, which I'm not going to be going into that, but I do have a video up on my channel. I will put a little link right there on where you could click on it and it'll show you how to replace the carburetor on this machine. You also get the fuel line. These fuel lines are nice because they're all in one. And then you get the spark plug, so we'll show you that. And they even give you an extra little priming bulb in case yours is dry rotted out and cracked. So the tools we're going to need for this, pretty simple. We're just going to need a 3/4 inch deep socket. And then we're just going to need a flathead to pry the fuel lines off. So the first thing we're going to do is just rotate this knob counterclockwise to remove the cover, and this exposes the air filter. That usually comes off right with it. So this you want to inspect if you're not going to replace it with a brand new one. You want to wash this out. I like to wash it out with Dawn and hot water and just let it dry on a windowsill overnight before you put it back in. You just don't want to put that back in wet. Okay, so there's our air filter. So really all we would do is just put it in just like that, just fit it in there. And then this is a good time to actually clean all this out. And then all we're gonna do is just install that, rotate this clockwise. So that would be the air filter replacement. And then the next thing we're gonna do is the spark plug. So here's our cap right here, and that just pulls straight out. It might take a little bit of like twisting and pulling, but it does come out fairly easy on this machine. And that exposes the spark plug. So then we're going to take our 3/4 inch socket and we're just going to loosen that by coming up counterclockwise. And once you kind of break that free, you could just rotate this out by hand. Kind of show you like that. Okay, and then just inspect the plug. If you're not going to be replacing it, just make sure you inspect it, make sure it's not overly worn out. But we're going to be replacing it with this new spark plug. This kit is very nice because it gives you everything you need. And, if you don't want to replace the carburetor, it gives you one anyway so that, in the future, if your machine's running rough, you can replace it if you want. Okay. And these come pre-gapped, so you shouldn't have to gap this spark plug. So we're just going to rotate that in clockwise. Start it by hand. And we're just going to tighten it down with our ratchet. I don't like to go too crazy because you could strip these inside of the head. So I like to just kind of go a little bit more than hand tight, and then just put our cap back on. Make sure that's seated, push down. And then the last thing we're going to do is check out our fuel lines, and we're just going to show you how to replace them on this. So let me orient the camera so you could actually see this a little bit better. So you could see here, that rubber grommet right here that goes into the tank. It's like a black rubber piece. It looks just like that. So what we're going to do is take our flathead and we're going to pry that up, and then we're just going to take note of the way that these fuel lines are going into our carburetor. So you can see here this yellow line right here, that's going to go into the carburetor, the nozzle on the carburetor up highest, and then the black is going to go on the lower end right here. Hopefully you could see that clearly. That's the black. It goes on the bottom piece of the carburetor if it's tipped up like this. And then that goes up here. This is your overflow, and this is your actual fuel line. And then this piece right here is just a breather tube. So that just kind of sits loose right there. Okay. So maybe for this, we could just remove this cover again. It might give us a little bit more room so we could at least see what that looks like. There's our overflow, yellow, and then there's our actual fuel line. So the fuel line, you can see here, the black fuel line is connected to the actual fuel filter right here, and that sits inside the tank, goes up to the fuel line, loads the carburetor with fuel, and then any excess fuel in the carburetor goes out of this yellow line and just terminates, just leaks back into the tank. So that's how it works. And then we'll just take a flathead and pry it off at the base each line. This is easier to do if you are replacing the carburetor. And if you have fuel in this, you might want to put like some sort of oil catch pan. You can see I'm just going to probably be leaking a little bit of fuel here, but that's all right. And then we're going to do the same thing with our other one. Okay. So here's our two fuel lines, and we'll tip it up like that so you could see. And then here's our breather. And if you're not going to be replacing these, just give them a good inspection. Make sure they're not dry rotted or anything like that, or your machine's not going to be running right, or it might not be running at all. And then what we're going to do is take our flathead. The skinnier the flathead, the better. And we're just going to pry up this grommet. You want to get in there and just kind of pry it straight out. Anyway, okay. So here's our old fuel line and fuel filter. That just comes out like that. And then our new one is right here. So we're just going to drop this piece right into the tank, just like here. Okay. And then we're just going to feed this all down and just push this grommet down. This could be a pain. This is probably the hardest part of the whole thing, just because this rubber piece needs to sit in there very snugly so that no fuel leaks out. So that's kind of how you want it to sit, just like that. Okay, then we could work it in. Okay, so now you can see that grommet is seated. We have our overflow right here. Now we're just going to install our overflow first, and just make sure you press that up over that nozzle and get it to sit flush with the carburetor. And like I said, this is easier to do if you're actually replacing the carburetor with it. Okay, so we have that one up. There's our overflow. That's all the way up against the carburetor, and now we're going to take our black line and install it on the nozzle down further. And same thing, just kind of work it over that nozzle. It's going to be tight. It's meant to be tight because you don't want any fuel leaking. And you might even need to take a flathead and kind of just help it along, pry it up. Okay, so now that is our fuel line's installed, and then you can see here we just have our breather tube just hanging out over here. Okay. So now we could go ahead and prime the carburetor. If you don't have fuel in it, just put some fuel in it. Make sure it's getting fuel. And then we could go ahead and put our air filter back on. Just like that. And then the starting sequence for this is pretty much, you know, we're going to turn our choke up. We're going to press this up if the engine's cold. We're going to prime our carburetor 4 or 5 times. We're going to pull it till it starts, and then it's probably going to stall out. And then we're just going to flick this down, pull it until it starts, and just let it warm up for a few minutes. You know, just, you don't want to run it full bore when the engine is cold. So just let it warm up. And then the fuel mixture for this machine, if you're wondering, is 50-to-1. So this takes a 50-to-1 fuel mix. I like to use pre-mixed fuel made by a company called True Fuel. But yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up how to do a tune-up on this Echo GT-225. If you guys have any questions at all, be sure to reach out in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, if this video helped you out, be sure to give it a like. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Check out all my other tool and DIY videos. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.